Okay, first of all, have you ever talked about theme and variations before, and or do you know what that means?
Very
Yeah. Well, that's gonna be my next question. Okay, so who can actually define like what a theme and variations is? Yeah.
It's kind of like the idea of like basically like the story or the plot, kind of the music, kind of tying it into the like meaning in English. So it's like maybe like this certain feeling or like that, or kind of like motif is just like this certain like da 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 da. That's
Yeah.
kind of like the theme.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got a theme and a main idea, and sometimes it's connected. Sometimes it can be what's called programmatic, which is where it like has events that it's depicting. It's not always the case, but a lot of times that happens. Anything else? Yes.
And then like a variation would be like the theme, but then different styles of the theme.
Yeah, exactly. So variations are just any way that you would change the theme throughout. So what are different ways? Well, first of all, what are different pieces other than Russian Sailor's Dance that you've played or are familiar with that are theme and variations?
Variations on a Korean folk song.
On a Korean folk song, great, yeah.
Theme and variations on a hot cross bun.
On a
Yeah, we played in 6th grade.
That's
like one of the first things we learned.
Yeah.
I
remember watching them play that. It was.
We've all improved
wonderful.
Okay,
since
on
then.
dogs.
Yeah, on
Yeah, we were playing those.
Yeah, I mean,
If you guys have ever gone to like one church and then gone to a different church and heard Amazing Grace sung at the two different churches,
Or like
that's a
church-
variation.
Or you just sit there and you're at the same church and they play it 3 different
Oh
ways.
my God. Are you- So let's say we're like writing our own variation. What are some ways that we could make a variation different than the theme? What are some things we could do to it? Yes.
We could change like what instruments like are more present.
Yeah, exactly. So that would be like voicing. We could change the voicing. Okay, what else? Yeah.
I don't know if this is going on with voicing, but we could like, sometimes they split the horn parts into 3rds and 6ths. Like the melody, like you play it in different, like you harmonize with the melody, but it's the same as all of it.
Yeah, you mean like changing the harmony within that, or the
Yeah.
voicing of the harmony?
Yeah, and like sometimes instead of everybody playing in unison, they'll have like I'll play the melody and then instead of us playing the same thing, I'll play it and Casey will play a 3rd down and Casey will play a 6th.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Let's
still
call
the
that-
same.
Harmonize?
Adding
Yeah,
a counter
like
melody.
harmony and texture, like that.
Harmonizing.
Does that make sense?
Texturizing.
Okay.
It's not a counter
Okay.
melody, 'cause it's the same
I
thing.
like that. What else can we do? Yes.
Change articulation.
Articulation. What? That's a weird edge. What else can we do?
Counter melody.
Ooh, I'm gonna add that. Counter. What do you notice are some of the things that he used in the first variation? So, like, let's see, voicing, for instance. What voices were there that were playing? Who had the melody? Yeah.
Trumpets, but it sounded muted.
Yeah, I think they're muted. I can't remember. Trumpets. There's also one other, like, weird kind of grouping of instruments that plays, too. Did anybody identify that? Yeah. There's some like, weird flute and clarinet, like, grace note things. So the trumpets are doing the actual, like, do-do-do-do-do-do, really, like, legato and chorale, like. And then some of the upper woodwinds are just doing, like, grace notes on that. So anyway, so that's the first variation. What about the dynamic level?
Lopsided.
Yeah, that was the first instance that it was like much softer. Okay, so that's the first variation. How about that one? What was added this time?
A lot.
Notes.
No, it's yeah.
There was a lot of percussion variation that was added toward the middle of the end.
Yeah, exactly. There's like the rim shot at the very end. There's a lot more like percussive elements. Yeah, what else?
It was a lot more on scales rather than notes.
Lots of running notes. Yeah.
There was a lot of little like embellishments, I guess. Is that what you call it?
Yes, that is exactly what you call it. I like that a lot. Yeah.
They gave the melody to a voice that wasn't the highest voice, so that was cool.
That is cool. That happens a lot more times too, and it's a feature that I like a lot. Anything else? Yeah.
Kind of felt like the melody was in the background of all the other stuff.
Yeah, exactly. exactly. So like same thing. Did you guys play Variations on a Korean Folk Song? Some of you? Okay.
I played it twice.
Nice. It's probably not the last time you'll play it. So if you played that, was the melody like always the most prominent thing? No, right. There's sometimes like other things are more interesting because you've been repeating the same melody forever. That it's a good way to like give a new idea some attention. What about that one? I love that one. Yeah.
Very minor.
Very minor. Yes, exactly.
Okay,
Yes.
so maybe it's just me. Did anyone else get a Russian squat dance out of that?
Don't remind me. I
Yeah,
hate
don't
doing
remind
that.
me.
Okay, so I'm really supposed to be the one who heard it.
Maybe. Yeah.
The retardando on at the end.
Ooh, yeah. That's true. That's our first like tempo change within a variation. Yeah.
There was lots of Eastern European percussion.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes.
The lower voices weren't necessarily like the melody, but they were very much so like showcased
Yeah.
throughout the whole thing.
Right. The like that or whatever it was sounds very like almost marchy sometimes. Yeah.
We were in triple meter now. Kind of.
Yes. Yes. So the actual thing is in triple meter. So like do 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 do. But this is like more prominently grounded in the downbeat,
Yeah.
and it feels almost like flamenco-y, which I think is super fun. Did you notice? Okay, two instruments had the melody. Did you notice which ones they were? Trumpet is one of them, and
Either a tuba or euphonium.
yeah, the tuba. Which is cool. The tuba has not had the melody, and tubas don't often get melodies and things, so it's cool when they do. What about percussion? What kind of added percussion was there?
Yeah. Flame cells.
You know what those are called?
Castanets.
Castanets, there you go. There's added castanets too. So there's not just like melodic or pitch things that you could do, that's it. Not just melodic or pitch things that you can do, you can also add some like auxiliary percussion stuff. Anything else you noticed about that particular one? No? Cool. Yes.
Are these all in order?
I skipped one, but that's the order that they're presented. So that's the next thing I'll talk about actually. Good segue. Yeah.
Then like the melody like at the very beginning was like very recognizable and it got sort of like really like changed a lot and very like that last one was like back to being really recognizable.
Yeah, exactly. So
All
usually
over the place, but right.
usually the progression of variations is like, okay, like I understand the melody, here's like a cool thing in the melody, but it's still recognizable. And the further you go, a lot of times, not always, it's harder and harder to recognize. And then sometimes, but again, not always, they kind of come back at the end. Here's your coda, and we recognize the piece, and that's the end. Does anybody want to? Okay. Does anybody want to share their variation? Very nice. I like to do this. Applause for them. Okay, so this is my melodic variation. I added some lower neighbors, which are half steps below some of the notes in the measure. Here we go.
Thank you. Thank you.